Hey, what's up, replay watchers? This is Christy. Thank you guys so much for coming to my scope and checking me out. I am at the gym today, and it's Friday. Woohoo! So thank you guys for joining in. I want to thank all the live viewers for coming in. I want to give them a little time to jump on. I know it's Friday. Some people might be busy and may not have their scope open or available. So I just want to make sure that I can let some people fall into the room really quick. Today we are going to do a quick tip on how to make sure that you get into a broadcast so that you can have a conversation with the broadcaster. A lot of the times you can jump into a broadcast and on the bottom, instead of it saying say something, hey J-Hop, what's up? The broadcast will say that it's too full, which is super frustrating. Nobody likes that. It's kind of annoying. So I know a little trick to get around that so that you can ensure that you will get into a broadcast so that you can ask questions. Also today we are going to be talking about freedom, since it's Freedom Friday and it's one of my favorite hashtags. If Anna had her live broadcast, you know that it would be full. Yes, exactly. Her live broadcasts probably do get filled up pretty quickly. But I'm going to show you a tip so that even if you go into one of Anna's broadcasts and it's too full, you can still ensure that you will be able to talk to her. So that's what I'm talking about today. I'd love for everybody to share this broadcast, so that we can get a couple more people joined in. Hey, what's up, Jaded? I know you're at work, so thanks for hopping in. But if you guys could share the broadcast so a couple more people might fall into this and learn this super helpful tip, all you have to do on an Android is swipe up, click share broadcast, and you can share me with people on Twitter. You can share me with people on your Periscope. Or if you are on iOS system, all you have to do is swipe to the left, and you can share me with people on your Facebook, Twitter, or your Periscope. So if you wouldn't mind please doing that, that would be super helpful for me. Thank you, Jaded, for inviting your followers. I love it. It's so funny. Every time that you invite followers, it vibrates on my phone because I'm one of your followers. So anyways, got any great tips on how to get strong? I'm working on my lower abs, and I love to run. I am not a fitness instructor. However, I can give you some of the ideas of things that I've been doing to kind of get my body into shape. I take an ab core class with an instructor here, and she's amazing, and she's actually standing behind me, so I wonder if she heard me say that. But so I take her class, and she does a lot of lower ab and full body core workouts. If you ever use those little sliding discs, they're glider discs, those are really cool to use for your ab workouts. All you have to do is go into Google and use Google to find ab workouts with slide discs. And you don't have to buy them. You can use paper plates. I've done that at home, and it's super easy, super helpful. So just Google it, and you'll find a bunch of workouts that way. So hope that helps. Again, thanks everybody for jumping in. I'm going to go ahead and get started since we have a few more people in the room. So thank you guys for sharing the broadcast and showing me some love. Thank you for the hearts. So first off, the tip on how to make sure that you are in the conversation in a broadcast. So if you go into a broadcast that's super popular, say somebody like Brie Olson or Alex Kahn or Alex Pettit, any of those, their broadcasts get filled really, really fast. And so a way to kind of jump around that is to go in and out of the broadcast. And I know that sounds funky, but if you go into it and the bottom says broadcast too full, even if there's hundreds of people in there, if you jump out of the broadcast and then jump back into it, you can do that multiple times, and then you'll be able to, sorry, I'm going to get a little bit close because I don't want to get the people in the background in case they don't want to be videotaped. So if you do that, you can hop in and out, and then it will totally work to make sure that you ensure that you get your conversation in, which, yes, exactly, living late, it totally works. Thank you for joining in today. So yeah, no problem. When I learned that, I was like, oh my gosh, and I was so surprised that I've never shared that with my followers. So yeah, thanks for the hearts and the love. So yeah, that is like the number one way to do it. Also, if you have somebody who's very big on Twitter, like Alex Pettit, what he does, and you'd have to go specific from broadcaster to broadcaster, what he does is he has his Twitter feed open, and you can actually tweet them your questions while you're in the broadcast, and they'll read them while you're in the broadcast, and they'll answer them. If not, they'll always tweet you an answer later. So this is all dependent on who the broadcaster is personally. Like, I don't necessarily use Twitter all that often, and I don't have it open during my broadcast, but if you tweet me in a broadcast, I will answer your question. So a way to do that is you swipe up and then you click share on Twitter, and instead of sharing that you're watching the live view, share your question with that person and they'll be ensured to see it. So that is the second way to ensure that your questions get answered by your broadcaster. So it's super helpful to know those things. And so let's just review really quick what the first one is, because I've seen that there's a couple people who just joined in, and thank you guys for jumping on. The first way is to jump in and out of broadcasts. So if you come into a broadcast in the bottom corner and it says that the broadcast is too full, jump back out, jump back in. And then it'll either say that it's still too full, or it'll say something. So just continually do that. Sometimes it takes a few times. And I've had it happen to where I really wanted to ask a question. So I've jumped back in and out 15 to 20 times to ensure that I would be able to get my question answered by that broadcaster. So that is the first way to do it. The second way is to tweet them during the broadcast. You may not get an answer right away, but you'll get it afterwards, hopefully, if they're active on their Twitter account, by swiping up, click share broadcast, and instead of broadcasting that you're watching it live, erase that content and put your question in there. Now make sure that you don't erase the person's name or else they'll never know that that tweet was meant for them. So those are my 2 tips for today. I hope that was helpful. Give me some hearts if you guys saw some value in that, or if that was something new to you that you had never known before. I'd love to get some feedback. I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you guys tips that you haven't already heard or that you don't already know. Oh, thank you. Perfect. So yes, this is something that you had not known originally. So great. Thanks, guys. So moving on to our second topic of the day, we're going to talk freedom, since today's Freedom Friday, and it's one of my favorite hashtags. And last week I touched on financial freedom. So this week I think I want to touch on just the freedom that we have to share our knowledge. There are a lot of places in the world where you are not free to speak your mind. You are not free to share your knowledge. You're not free to educate others. And so I think that it's really important that we're aware of the fact that we can here, and just how important it is for us to do that. A lot of people don't have that thought process in their heart, that that's not something that they want to do. They feel like whatever they learn, they want to keep to themselves so that they don't have, so that they one-up somebody else. So, oh, I know this and you don't, which is totally a backwards way of thinking, because if you're working and you're trying to achieve a goal, you want to have that many people behind you, rallying behind you, helping you on that journey. What better way to do that and then to share the knowledge that you have with them so that they can move forward with you. It's a continual motion, and sharing the knowledge that we have within us is so incredible, because everybody knows something different. Everybody's good at something different, and it's so nice to be able to learn those kind of things from other people. I learned a ton of things from my friends and just people who I've been in business with, that they give away this knowledge so freely, and I found that most successful people do that. A lot of successful people do that. They're very invested in furthering other people's education. Every job that I've really worked at that has been a positive experience, they've always wanted me to further myself, further my education. They share knowledge with me. They continually prep me to grow. And so that to me is a great sign of people who are financially well off and successful people. That's what they're doing continually for other people. And so I made it kind of my mission, especially in Periscope, to share my knowledge with all of you guys, because I feel like it's important that if I know how to use this platform, you should know how to use this platform, and then I can show you guys all the things that I'm learning. And that's just my personal preference. And I feel like if you're a person who is wanting to exceed in life and be successful, eventually you're going to have to adapt that same mindset, because nobody's going to want to work with you if you're continually trying to hold them down. And not sharing your knowledge is inadvertently a way of holding them back. you know? So that's my Freedom Friday tip for today. And yeah, I just want to say thanks everybody for joining in with me. I know it's kind of awkward me being at the gym doing this, but this is literally some of the only time that I get where I don't have people yelling or screaming or asking for something, i.e. my children. So just thank you guys so much for being open, and thank you guys so much for sharing with me. And I will see you guys hopefully later today. I'm not picking my son up today because my husband is finally home, so he will be picking him up today. So I will try to Periscope with you guys later and give you guys some more tips and try to come up with some more. If you guys want to know something specific, you feel free to tweet me at any time. My Twitter is @LifeWithAllBoys, and you can tweet me your questions, and I can find answers for you that you may not have. Yay! I know, I was so excited when we came home. Oh, gee, it was like the best day ever. So, tell the hubs and kids, I said, I definitely will. He's excited to be home. Trey's excited that he's home. The other kids are excited that he's home. So, we're a very happy family now, even though he's leaving tomorrow. Again, but it's a hunting season, so gotta get that meat, huh? Anyway, so thank you guys so much for joining in. I love you all. If you need more tips, you can watch my replay videos. And if you need any questions answered, go ahead and feel free to tweet me. Yeah, no, boo. But anyways, thank you guys so much for all the hearts and the loves. I love you all. I will see you next time.